स्टेटस टाकतोय. माझाच आवाज 2-3 वेळा येतोय तशी. 12:20 ला चालू करूया. डायरेक्ट चालू करेन, तेच करतो. सेंडिंग झालंय. 12:20 होतील आता. चल बाय बाय ओमकार. मी डायरेक्ट स्टार्ट करतो डिस्कशनला. तू काय बोलू नकोस आता. ठेवला. हेलो एवरीवन. तो आज हम लोग लाइव आए हैं बुक रीडिंग के लिए. आज ये मेरा पहला ही सेशन है ऑन थिंक एंड ग्रो रिच बाय नेपोलियन हिल. द रीजन टू सिलेक्ट हिंदी लैंग्वेज, मैं मराठी में भी बात कर सकता हूँ, हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश ऑल्सो, बिकॉज हिंदी में मुझे लगता है बहुत नहीं. एंड्रू कार्नेगी तभी के टाइम पे वन ऑफ द रिचेस्ट पर्सन थे. मतलब एट द एंड ऑफ द 19th सेंचुरी एंड एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ 20th सेंचुरी. तो एंड्रू कार्नेगी को ऐसे लगता था कि उनके पास बहुत नॉलेज है, या एक फॉर्मूला है सक्सेस के लिए, एक फॉर्मूला है जो फॉर्मूला हर किसी के पास आना चाहिए, और मतलब लाइफ में हर कोई आगे जाना चाहिए. ये एंड्रू कार्नेगी की थिंकिंग थी. एंड ही उनका थिंकिंग ऐसे था कि अगर हम लोग मर जाएंगे तो हमारे साथ में ये नॉलेज हमारे साथ में खत्म हो जाएगी. तो एंड्रू कार्नेगी का थिंकिंग ये था नॉलेज सबके पास रहे. इसलिए उन्होंने एक डेडिकेटेड पर्सन के लिए इंटरव्यू लिया था, और उसमें नेपोलियन हिल सिलेक्ट हो गए थे. एंड उनको ऐसे क्वेश्चन किया गया था कि वुड यू लाइक टू स्पेंड योर फॉर टू राइट दिस बुक और टू गिव द नॉलेज टू अदर पीपल्स. तो उन्होंने वो, और उनको सिर्फ 60 सेकेंड्स का टाइम दिया था. एंड विद इन नो टाइम ही सेड यस फॉर दिस. और इसी के रीजन की वजह से नेपोलियन हिल को एंड्रू कार्नेगी ने सिलेक्ट किया था ये बुक लिखने के लिए. ओके. एंड नेपोलियन हिल इन्वेस्टेड हिज 25 years. तो ऑलरेडी मैंने एक पहले ही जैसे ऑथर प्रीफेस है, इसमें आपको पूरा उसका डिटेल मिल जाएंगे कि ये बुक के ऊपर क्या है. तो मैं डायरेक्ट चैप्टर 1 से स्टार्ट करने वाला हूँ. इंट्रोडक्शन. सो द मैन हु थॉट हिज वे इनटू पार्टनरशिप with Thomas Edison. Truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things, at that when they are mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire. Translation into, तो पहला ही वर्ड यूज किया उन्होंने, थॉट्स आर थिंग्स. बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंटेंस है, थॉट्स आर थिंग्स. ओके. मतलब जो हम लोग थॉट्स सोच रहे हैं वो एक्चुअली एक थिंग है, या वो थिंग में हो सकते हैं. ठीक है. तो इसका मीनिंग धीरे धीरे आपको पता चल जाएगा जैसे हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे. बट जस्ट कीप इट इन योर माइंड दैट थॉट्स आर थिंग्स. ओके. अभी इसका मीनिंग हर कोई अलग अलग वे में लगा सकता है. A little more than 30 years ago, Edwin Barnes discovered how true it is the men really do think and grow rich. He discovered his discovery did not come about at one sitting. I came little by little, begin with a burning desire to become a business associate of the great Edison. सी यहाँ पे इन्होंने ना हमेशा यही वर्ड यूज किया, बर्निंग डिजायर. सो देयर इज डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिजायर एंड बर्निंग डिजायर. मतलब देखो, कोई चीज के लिए हमें इच्छा होती है कि मुझे वो चीज चाहिए, और बर्निंग डिजायर मतलब वो मुझे चाहिए ही, कुछ भी करके मुझे वो हासिल करनी है. दैट इज अ बर्निंग डिजायर. मतलब बोलते हैं ना, मतलब उसके लिए इतनी एनर्जी रहती है ना, उसे हम लोग बोलते हैं बर्निंग डिजायर. मतलब हैवी एनर्जी रहती है वो चीज के लिए, तो उसे बोलते हैं हम लोग बर्निंग डिजायर. तो एडविन बर्न्स, इसके अंदर इतना बर्निंग डिजायर था कि उसे बिजनेस एसोसिएट बनना है थॉमस एडिसन. मतलब जस्ट इमेजिन कि अगर एक रोड पे चल रहा है आदमी और बोलेगा भाई मुझे थॉमस एडिसन का बिजनेस पार्टनर बनना है, तो यार हंसने जैसे हो गया. मतलब ये तो ऐसे हो गया जैसे अगर हम लोग में से किसी ने बोल दिया यार मुझे मुकेश अंबानी का पार्टनर होना है, उसके बिजनेस में 50% पार्टनर होना है, ऐसे भी अगर मैंने बोल दिया तो लोग हंसेंगे यार क्या बोल रहा है ये बंदा. ठीक है. तो उसी तरह वो सिचुएशन थी कि एक नॉर्मल पर्सन बोल रहा है कि नहीं, ही वांट टू बिकम द बिजनेस एसोसिएट period of Thomas Edison. One of the chief characteristics of Barnes' desire was that it was defined. One of the chief characteristics of Barnes' desire was that it was defined. Desire was that it was defined. ये बहुत ही important sentence है. Desire was that it was defined. मतलब आपकी कोई भी wish होगी, wish बोलने से अच्छा इच्छा होगी या desire होगा, वो define होना चाहिए. मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि मुझे कोई चीज़ चाहिए, आज एक चाहिए कल अलग चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं है. मतलब अगर मुझे कोई एक जॉब चाहिए, फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे रिलायंस में जॉब चाहिए, तो आज रिलायंस में जॉब मिली है, बट कल मुझे कोई दूसरे कंपनी से मैं संतोष नहीं होना चाहता कि आई एम हैप्पी विद दैट जॉब, ऐसे नहीं होना, सेटिस्फाइड नहीं होना चाहता हूँ मैं. तो वैसे नहीं होना. तो डिजायर एक डेफिनेशन, एक प्रॉपर डेफिनेशन होनी चाहिए. जैसे जैसे एक कुछ दिन पहले मेरे एक फ्रेंड ने मुझे बोला था कि उसे उसके लाइफ गोल से उसे बिजनेस करना है. तो बट इट इज नॉट डिफाइंड, यू कैन से डिफाइंड डिजायर. उसे बिजनेस करना है उसे, वो होता है डिफाइनाइट डिजायर. तो आप एक डिफाइनाइट डिजायर फिक्स करो कि आपका क्या डिजायर है. और ये डिजायर बनाया नहीं जाता, वो अंदर से आता है, ठीक है, किसी भी चीज के लिए. तो ही वॉन्ट टू वर्क विथ एडिसन, नॉट फॉर हिम. Observe carefully the description of how he went about translating his desire into reality, and you will have a better understanding of the 13th principle which leads to riches. When this desire or impulse of thoughts first flashed into this mind, he was in no position to act upon it. Two difficulties stood in the way. He did not know Mr. Edison, and he did not have enough money to pay his railroad fare to Orange, New Jersey. So यहाँ पे एक वर्ड बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट बोला है, व्हेन दिस डिजायर और अ इम्पल्स ऑफ थॉट्स. इम्पल्स ऑफ थॉट्स मीन्स व्हाट, कंपल्सरी बम्बार्डिंग होती है. मतलब यार, मतलब एवरीडे डे नाइट मेरे दिमाग में वही थिंकिंग आती है, तो दैट इज एन इम्पल्स ऑफ थॉट. ओके. तो इम्पल्स ऑन थॉट एंड बर्निंग डिजायर इज समवेयर रिलेटेड. ओके. तो जिसके पास बर्निंग डिजायर होगा ना, उसके पास इम्पल्स एंड थॉट्स भी होगा. तो बांस के सामने ये दो प्रॉब्लम्स आती. पहले तो एडिसन को वो तो पहचानता ही नहीं है, मतलब एडिसन भी उसे नहीं पहचानता है. ही डिड नो Mr. Edison, and he did not have enough money to pay a roll fare for Orange, New Jersey. तो ऑरेंज डेस्टिनेशन है जहाँ पे थॉमस एडिसन रहते हैं. This difficulty was sufficient to have discouraged the majority of men from making any attempt to carry out the desire. But it was no ordinary desire. He was so determined to find a way to carry out his desire that he finally decided to travel to blind baggage rather than to be defeated. To the uninitiated, this means that he went to East Orange or a Frankfurt train. He presented himself at Mr. Edison's laboratory and announced he had come to go into business with him. A year later, Mr. Edison said he stood there before me, looking like an ordinary tramp, but there was something in the expression of his face which conveyed the impression that he was determined to get what he had come after. सो तो ऐसे होता है, मतलब लाइक जो बांस है वो पहुंच जाते हैं उनके ऑफिस के यहाँ पे. और पहुंचने के बाद में एक्चुअली इसके अंदर कुछ और एडिशन है जो स्टोरीज में, जो मुझे पता है. तो बाहर जाके वो जाके वॉचमैन उनको पूछता है कि आपको कहाँ पे जाना है. तो वॉचमैन से इनकी बात होती है, मतलब जो बाहर की जो सिक्योरिटी रहती है, मतलब तो सिक्योरिटी से बात होती है. तो सिक्योरिटी से यही बोल जाता है, बान से ये बोलते हैं कि आप एडिसन को ये बता दीजिए कि उनसे कोई मतलब मेरा नाम सुन के वो खुश हो जाएंगे, ऐसा. एंड ये सुन के एडिसन उनसे, मतलब उनको इंटरेस्ट आता है कि एग्जैक्टली कौन ऐसे पर्सन है. तो आप बोलोगे सर तभी के टाइम पे मतलब कि कोई भी आके मतलब एडिसन से मिल पाता था. तो तभी के टाइम पे पॉपुलेशन इतनी कम थी. मतलब अगर आप यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स की बात करते हो, मतलब ये बात होगी सम अर्ली, वेरी अर्ली 90s और एट द एंड्स ऑफ 18s. और तभी के टाइम पे थोड़ा बहुत इजी था, मतलब लाइक आप किसी को जाके मिल सको, क्योंकि बिकॉज सिक्योरिटी भी इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं होती थी. तो और इसके अंदर ये पॉइंट बोला एडिसन ने कि मतलब आई रिपीट अगेन द सेंटेंस, क्या बोला था उन्होंने, ही स्टूड देयर बिफोर मी लुकिंग लाइक ऑर्डिनरी ट्रैम्प but there was something in the expression of his face which conveyed that the impression that he was determined to get what he had come for. मतलब है ना, बहुत लोग ऐसे होते हैं ना, see, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है। जैसे लास्ट एक बोलते हैं ना, एक वर्ड पढ़ता हूँ, सेंटेंस पढ़ता हूँ मैं, ही वॉज डिटरमाइंड टू गेट वॉट ही हैड कम आफ्टर। मतलब कुछ लोगों को है ना, वो चाहिए ही चीज, कुछ भी हो जाए, मैं मुझे वो चाहिए ही। जैसे कि मतलब आई रिमेम्बर इन, इफ यू थिंक टॉक in India about Lokmaન્ય Tilak, I remember there is a sentence he called, स्वराज्य हा माझा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार आहे आणि तो मी मिळवणारच. So this is a Marathi sentence in that. So it is somewhere similar over here. मतलब कुछ लोगों को ऐसे रहता है ना, जो चीज उनको चाहिए ना, वो उनको मिलके ही रहती है, वो बहुत ही ट्राई करते हैं उसके लिए और उसके पीछे चले जाते हैं. So I have learned from years of experience with men that when a man really desire a thing so deeply that he is willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of wheel in order to get it, he is sure to win. I gave him the opportunity he asked for because I saw him had up his mind to stand by until he succeeded. Subsequently, event proved that no mistake was made. So, Edison is saying that I gave him an opportunity asked for because I saw he had made up his mind to stand by until he succeeded. Subsequently, event proved that no mistake was made. Matlab, Edison was right. Just what young Barnes said to Mr. Edison on the occasion was far less important than which he thought. Edison himself said so. It could not have been the young man's appearance which got him his start in Edison's office. From that we defined against him. It was what he thought the counted. If the significance of the statement could be conveyed to every person who read it, there would be no need for the remainder of this book. Barnes did not get his partnership with Edison on his first interview. So, like first interim in interview, Barnes doesn't get his the partnership. He did get a chance to work with Edison's office at a very nominal wage, doing work that was unimportant to Edison, but most important to Barnes because it gave of him an opportunity to display his merchandise where he intended partner could see it. Months went, but by apparently nothing happened to bring the coveted goals which Barnes had set up in his mind as his definite major purpose. See again, repeat. यहाँ पे क्या word use किया है? Definite major purpose. Okay, so you should have a definite purpose. Again, I am saying yeah, definite goal or definite desire. Okay, if you don't have a definition of your desire, then you should find it first. That is very first important. Before this book, I am saying. But something important was happening in Barnes' mind. He was constantly intensifying his desire to become the business associate of Edison. Psychologists have correctly said that when one is truly ready for a thing, it puts into appearance. Barn was ready for the business associate with Edison. Moreover, he was determined to remain until he got that which he was seeking. He did not say to himself, "Oh, well, what's the use? I guess I changed my mind and I tried for a salesman job." But he didn't say, "I came here to go into business with Edison and I accomplished this, and if it takes the remainder of my life, sorry, remainder of my life." He mean it. What a different story men would have to tell if only they would adopt a definite purpose and stand by the purpose until it had time to become an all consuming obsession. Maybe young Barnes did not know it at that time, but his determination, his persistence in standing back of a single desire was destined to mow down all opposition and bring him the opportunity he was seeking. When the opportunity came, just hear it, uh, just highlight this sentence, what I'm saying. When the opportunity came, it appeared in different form and from a different direction that Barnes had expected. That is one of the trick of opportunity. Pretty defeat. Perhaps this is my Perhaps this is why so many fail to recognize the opportunity. So this is very important. I repeat again. See this. I have always I have used the first step. I very well know my personal experience is that I always get I never left any opportunities. So, but many people leave their opportunities. So, for them, it is like this. It is it is a silly habit of slipping in by the back door, and often it comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many fail to recognize the opportunity. मतलब I'll explain its meaning. सो बहुत लोगों का क्या होता है कि मतलब उनको पता नहीं चलता है कि मतलब ये यहाँ से भी अपॉर्चुनिटी आ सकती है, जैसे अभी कोरोना का मतलब लाइक अभी सिचुएशन है कोरोना वायरस, राइट? अभी कोरोना वायरस में यू हैव लॉट ऑफ टाइम। सो ये टाइम को तुम लोग कैसे यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं? इसमें से तुम्हें क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी, मे बी यू आर डूइंग सम जॉब और आपको किसी ने कुछ ऑफर दे दिया, यार ये कर सकते हैं हम लोग, तो आप बोलेंगे यार इसमें कुछ पॉइंट नहीं है करने में, मुझे ये इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है, मुझे नहीं लगता है। बट माइट बी दिस न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटी विच यू आर getting from some of your friend or from your teacher or anywhere, might be that change your life। ऐसे भी हो सकता है, जैसे किसी ने बोल दिया यार मेरे पास एक फ्रीलांसिंग जॉब है, वो तुम करोगे क्या? तो बहुत लोग रिजेक्ट कर सकते हैं, बोलेंगे यार नहीं करना है मुझे। बट माइट बी दिस फ्रीलांसिंग जॉब कुड help you to give a big project and you start a business, anything it could be। so it comes in different direction। so यही बोला इन्होंने कि opportunity, this is one of the trick of opportunity, it can come in different form and in different direction। ओके, एंड दैट्स व्हाई मेनी पीपल फेल। मतलब लोगों को पता नहीं चलता है कौन से डायरेक्शन से आ रहा है, कौन से फॉर्म में आ रहा है। बट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू रिकॉग्नाइज इट एंड टू एक्सेप्ट इट। ओके, I'll move ahead। Mr. Edison had just perfected a new office device known at that time as the Edison dictating machine, now the Ediphone। His salesmen were not enthusiastic over the machine. They did not believe it could be sold without great efforts. Barnes saw his opportunity. I had crawled in quietly, hidden in a queer looking machine which interested no one but Barnes and the inventor. Barnes knew he could sell the Edison dictating machine. He suggested this to Edison and promptly got his chance. He did sell the machine. In fact, he sold it so successfully that Edison gave him a contract to distribute and market it all over the nation. Out of that, business associate grew the slogan "Made by Edison and installed by Barnes." So can you imagine this? Means a person who's nowhere in anywhere, and he just want to have a partnership with like a person like Thomas Edison, and he don't have a money to travel to a country, to a place where Thomas Edison is staying. Then he reached there, then Thomas Edison gives some irrelevant work, or which is not useful work or not a important work he is giving to Barnes, but still he is willing to do the work. He is analyzing this situation and waiting, having a patience for right situation or right moment. Once he gets an opportunity, he utilizes it so perfectly, and finally he becomes the business associate. Just imagine, what is this sentence called? Made by Edison and installed by Barnes. What is the feeling of Barnes at that time when he had he had got this slogan made, means like a banners. There are huge banners where there is a Eddie phone, and below that the name is said made by Edison and installed by Barnes. Very big thing. So we'll move ahead. The business alliance had been in operation for more than 30 years. Out of it, Barnes had made itself rich in money, but he had done something infinitely greater. He had proved that one reality may think and grow rich. Underline this word, think and grow rich. Now, how much actual cash that originally desired of Barnes he had been worth to him, I have no way of knowing. Perhaps it had bought him $2 or $3 million, but the amount, whatever it is, because insignificant when compared with the great asset he acquired in form of definite knowledge that a intangible impulse of thoughts can be transmuted into physical counterpart by the application of this principle. Okay, you can, I'll repeat this point. Definite knowledge that an intangible impulse of thoughts can be transmuted into physical counterpart by the application of known principle. So if you have if you have some thoughts means which have a strong belief on that, you can transmute into physically, means like it can to be into reality. In recent world, there is one person called as Vishen Lakhani. He had introduced a word called as bending reality. Bending reality means you can what you are thinking you can convert into reality. That sounds a bit foolish, you can say, but it's very true. This is the same thing they have told over here. A intangible impulse of thoughts can be transmuted into physical counterpart. Okay, means like intangible impulse of thought means what? Like some thoughts which are practically possible, means which are possible. Like it's not an impossible thing. Means like if you will say I'll become I'll do a magic like Harry Potter. I want to create an Hogwarts. So that is not the thing. Means that thoughts can't be are not possible. Okay. So it is an intangible impulse of thoughts can be transmitted into physical counterpart by the application of known principles. Okay. So Barnes literally thought himself into a partnership with a great Edison. He thought himself into a fortune. He had nothing to start with except the capacity to know what he wanted and the determination to stand by that desired until he realized it. He had no money to begin with. He had but a little education. He had no influence. Yeah, this is very important. What point said is over here is he had no influence. No influence is what? Many people they follow others. Means like I'm doing a business, and many people they are not passionate, but when they look others that the guy he has a vision of doing a business, then I also have a vision of doing a business. That is an influence, because when you stay together, you always get into an influence of others. So he had no influence. So you should not have an influence of others. Like today, I am speaking to you. You are motivated. You are planning to do a business. Then that is an influence, okay, on you. So he had no influence, but he did have initiative, faith, and will to win. He took the initiative. He had a faith that he is definitely going to be the partner, and he was having a will that he is going to win. With these intangible forces, he made himself number one man with a great inventor who ever lived. Now let us look at a different situation and study a man who is plenty of intangible evidence of riches but lost it because he stopped 3 feet short of goals he was seeking. So next story is about 3 feet from the gold. Very interesting. One of the most common thought of failure is habit of quitting when one is overtaken by a temporary defeat. Okay, this is like an examination. See, any situation, or you can say any goal, short-term goal or a long-term goal, is like an examination paper. If you fail, you can have another attempt. You can keep giving on attempts, number of attempts. It doesn't mean you will never pass in the exam. You have n number of opportunities. You have to keep trying, and a fine day you will definitely going to pass in that paper. Okay, every time you have to be bit different. Like what you have studied in this paper, you have to add more knowledge to yourself, more efforts, and then again give a second attempt. You are going, if you are not passing, again you put a efforts, add your knowledge, and again give a third attempt. So similar is over here. You have to keep on attempting. So you can underline this point again. One of the most common failure is the habit of quitting when one is taken over by a temporary defeat. That's why it is called as temporary defeat. Every person is guilty of his mistake of one time or another. An uncle of RU Derby. Okay, so from now onwards we will call it as Derby. So Derby was caught by a gold fever in a gold rush days and went west to dig and gold rich. So you have seen movies of cowboy. It means like you will see a lot of movies uh, based on American history of the cowboys. So during that days there was a, you can say everywhere there was a gold fever, so as to dig gold in gold mines, okay, in west of America. So he had never heard that more gold has been mined from brains. Underline sentence, very important. He had never heard that more gold had been mined from the brains. I ask you one question. I guess everyone knows Jeff Bezos over here, or Mark Zuckerberg, or Warren Buffett, or Mukesh Ambani. Out of these people, how many of them mine gold, or they have their mining where they mine for gold? I guess no one. But they have more gold than the person who is mining gold. So this is a very important sentence. Gold has been mined from the brain. So you can say Jeff Bezos is mining gold from the brains of different peoples and as well as his own. Okay. So gold has been mined from the brains of the men's that has ever been taken from the earth. He stacked a claim and went to work with a pick and shovel. The going was hard, but his lust for gold was definite. After, after weeks of labor, he was rewarded by the discovery of shining ore. He needed machineries to bring the ore to the surface. Quietly he covered up the mine, retraced his footsteps to his home and Wilbur, Maryland, told his relative and a few neighbors of the strike. He got together money for the needed machinery, and it shipped. The uncle and the Darby went back to work mine. The first car of the ore was mined and shipped to smelter. The returns proved that they had one of the richest mines in Colorado. A few more cars of that ore would clear the debt. Then would come the big killing in profits. Down went the drills, up went the hopes, and Derby and the uncle, they something happened. The vein of the gold ore disappeared. They had come to the end of the rainbow, and the pot of the gold was no longer there. They drilled on desperately, trying to pick up the vein again. All all to no available. Finally they described to quit. Sorry. Finally they decide to quit. They sold the machinery to a junk man for a few $100 and took the train back to home. Some junkmen are dumb, but not this one. He called in a mine engineer to look at the mine and do a little calculating. The engineer advised that the project had failed because the owners were not familiar with the fault lines. His calculation showed that the veins would be founded just 3 feet from where the Derby had stopped drilling. That is exactly where it was found. The junk man took millions of dollars in ore from the mine because he knew enough to seek expert counsel before giving up. Underline this word, underline this sentence, very important. To seek expert counsel before giving up. Or you can note down this in your book also. To seek expert counsel before giving. So it's very important. So in anywhere, like in any profession, you are trying, you you have to take an expert advice before giving up. Okay, means sometimes it's better to give up, but before giving up you should at least take an advice from an expert. You don't have to take an advice from any random person, like you will say I have a belief on my parents, I have a belief on my friend, not that, but an expert in the same field. You can take an advice from there. Most of the money which went into machinery would produce thoughts the efforts of Derby, who was then a very young man. The money came from his relatives and neighbors because it was faith in him. He paid back every dollar of it, all through he was years in doing so. Long after Derby recoupled his loss many times over when he made the discovery that desire can be transmuted into gold. Underline this, desired can be transmuted into gold. Long after I repeat, long after Mr. Derby recoupled his loss many times over when he made a discovery that desire can be transmuted into gold. Means अगर किसी चीज की आपको इच्छा रहेगी तो उसको आप गोल्ड में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं एंड दैट्स वेरी ट्रू. The discovery came after he went into business of selling insurance. Remembering that he lost a huge fortune because he stopped 3 feet from the gold. So just imagine, means a person, मतलब किसी ने इतने पैसे खर्च किए गोल्ड डिगिंग के लिए एंड देन 3 फीट से वो गिव अप कर देता है एंड देन ही रियलाइज, उसको पता चलता है कि अरे 3 फीट अंदर ही गोल्ड था. और 3 फीट के लिए उसने मतलब उसके लाइफ के लिए कितना बड़ा लेसन हो सकता है वो, कि he gave up for a 3 feet. So this is a very big example in today's world to not to give up so easily. Derby profited by the experience. Sorry, I repeat again. So the discovery came after he went into the business of selling insurance. Okay, so now he is into selling insurance. Remember that he lost a huge fortune because he stopped 3 feet from the gold. Uh, Derby profited by the experience that he chose work by the simple method of saying himself, I stopped 3 feet from the gold, but I will never stop because men says no when I ask them to buy insurance. Wow. Derby is one of the small group of fewer than 50 men who sell more than $1 million in life insurance annually. He owns his stickability to a lesson he learned from his quitability in a gold mine. So, this is a very important sentence for every salesperson. If you are into sales, just highlight this point. He owns his stickability to the lesson to learn from his quitability in gold mine business. Before success come in a man's life, he is sure to meet with much temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and the most logical things to do is quit. That is what the exact majority men do. I repeat again. Before success comes in a man's life, he is sure to meet with much temporary defeats and perhaps some failures. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and the most logical thing is to quit. That is exactly what majority of men do. More than 500 of more successful men in this country have ever known told the author their great success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat has overtaken them. Yeah, I had absorbed this point. Means you will find I've seen a lot of people in my life also. They are very highly successful, and this is like this is again like a gold mine. They keep on trying, they are trying and they're getting failure, and after a certain period they have got the you can say the ore of that gold mines, or the vein of that gold, or vein of the ore of gold, and now they are getting a continuous success. So again, success is a similar way. It is a vein of ore of gold. Okay, so it is vein of ore of gold. So you don't have to give up. Okay, you have to keep trying till you get that vein of ore of gold. Just think about Derby. He gave up 3 feats where he had to reach a success. Okay, but still afterwards Derby realized, and afterward Derby realized, and अगर उसके बाद देखते हो कि उसने ब्रेन्स में से गोल्ड निकालना चालू किया. मतलब उसने इतने पैसे कमाए कि लगता उसने वो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी में कमाए. सो वो स्टार्टिंग में एक सेंटेंस बोला था ना, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. गोल्ड हैज बीन माइंड फ्रॉम द ब्रेन्स. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Failure is a trickster with a keen sense of irony and cunning. It takes great delight in tripping one when success is almost within the reach. The 50 cent lesson in persistence. So again, this is a very interesting story. Okay, but it is a bigger one. So as well as, so this we will be continuing in next session, tomorrow's session. Okay. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for this session. हाँ